Okay. Yes, it's a 7. So, meets it beats it. Um, and so it makes I don't know how much it makes. Individual goes 2 hours as well, batch. Okay. So I just give you 10 gold basically. As I'm like pouring this like I think it's like a green liquid that's bubbly. And I just am gonna give it to you. I mean, okay, so this is I know that you're very into your plants. I understand that, but if I remember correctly, there was one that we maybe gave alcohol instead of water, and it's not doing too great.
It's kind of probably dead. But yeah.
Well, I don't know if this would revive it per se, but my mentor, my teacher, she had this stuff. It's called Rapid Plant Growth Serum, and it basically it's applied on the leaves and the stems of the plant. And if you wait like 15 minutes, the plant blossoms, and it like grows a lot. So I thought it
You,
might
you
revive
made
it for
this
you.
for me?
Yes, I did.
Thank you. I won't take anything ever.
Do you want to go try? I'm kind of curious if
Yes,
it will work.
I'm so curious.
Okay.
You just have a lot of sparkly things. I just wanted to look and like I was just wanting to look at the plants in the ponds and I won't do it again. That's a lie. I will. I won't take anything though.
You can come and look at the pond at any point in time. And if you would like to take some of the plants, you can. Just maybe talk to me about it first. Especially because I'm going to try to grow different plants at some point, and some of them might not be particularly safe.
I will keep that in mind. Maybe we could garden together. Be what are
Oh, that would be
garden
fun.
garden buddies, garden friends, garden
That would be
society.
very
That's what
fun.
I've read in a book. Maybe I read
I
books.
like
Do I
that.
read books?
All right. As our garden society has begun, we're continuing. Kiros, Zazzy, Knight, you've all culminated to the middle. You can see that Zazzy's cooking. Kiros, you've still got your stuff in your hands. Knight has got Xanthi on a tight leash. What are we all doing together?
Something you will just recently learning how to cook. Maybe you can ask Zazzy if she needs any help. Or if she wants any help.
You can see Xanthi kind of smiles a little bit of a devious smile as he walks behind you, Zazzy, and just looks at everything that you're doing intently.
I said ask first.
I'm watching. I gotta see what she's doing first before I want to really get into it.
Uh, okay, well, good morning, first of all. Usually we greet each other with, good morning salutations.
Good morning, salutations. What are you cooking?
Okay. Well, right now I am making these like treats. They're actually kind of imbued to make you a little stronger and feel really good in case you feel bad.
I like feeling good. Can I have one?
Well, are you sick right now?
No, but I might be. What if I
Well,
have a
you
cold in my system?
well, they're for like if, you scrape your knee later or you get hit by a tree branch
Oh, so I have to
or
be like injured to eat these things.
yeah. I don't have something that like enhances what's already going on with you.
That doesn't mean you can injure yourself to try it out. Like Knight just there, like listening in this conversation.
I would never do that.
Uh huh.
Well, I mean, I could teach you. I have another one that if we're ever hurt again, that we can also make some special meal time during like a nap or siesta time, as they call it.
Like a banquet?
Well, banquet's kind of formal.
I thought it was a lot of food.
No, this is kind of like if we're just like, we need to take a little rest and we need some more fuel for the day. I have another one that can do that. So I have 2 things that I could teach you if you would like to learn. You like cooking?
You'll see Xanthe will kind of shrug his shoulders, but he seems quite interested. See what you're doing.
Okay, well, you don't have to learn. Is there something else you enjoy doing?
I don't really know. I'm just kind of seeing what everyone else is doing, and then I'm gonna start, picking up on their skills.
A real jack of all trades.
She strums his little lute.
And you play music? That's so precious. I feel like Zazi's like, I love this little guy.
I can play the triangle. That's my favorite one, but the lute's my second best. You want to see me play?
Yeah, why don't you play while I'm cooking, and that way we'll make the time go even faster. Okay.
He's going to play surprisingly well, actually. He is just having the time of his life, just in the corner as he sits by night and just kind of stares up, watching and seeing what's going on.
I'm going to give him a tip for his performance, and I will give him one of the special treats.
All the way down. It doesn't even touch sides.
No! Wait
for what?
Mind you, it is the driest granola bar you've ever eaten in your life. It is more seeds than it is anything else. There's molasses that kind of keeps the seeds stuck between your teeth. So the healing really gets in.
As Xanthe kind of chews what's left, he kind of goes, and it's just all black teeth and seeds all in his teeth.
It's supposed to fuel you. That's why it's full of healthy ingredients.
I don't want to be healthy ever again. What is this?
I'll never say that again.
Oh
to me.
my god!
Food is the basis for all energy that we need in the day.
Kind of takes what's left in his teeth and just wipes it against night.
This is also why you only eat them when you're hurt. Oh, don't do that, that's rude.
And he just keeps pretty much trying to catch seeds out of his teeth. He looks like he is struggling.
I guess maybe next time you learn, maybe next time we wait. Yeah?
What would waiting have done? I would have been injured and then covered with seeds!
Well, it goes down a lot.
You see Xanthe will kind of nod. He seems a little skeptical, but kind of... And will pretty much take the other half that he has and keep it in his pocket.
Okay, great. Love that for you. I can, again, teach you how to make these anytime you want to learn, Xanthe.
Okay.
We could even potentially use grains. There are these things that... have you ever had a chocolate chip before?
Like the cookie?
Yeah. But it's made from natural. It's called cacao nibs.
Is it
And-
also awful?
I wouldn't say it's awful. It has a unique flavor profile to it.
Very strong. All you need to make chocolate chips.
That's true.
Thing.
I love chocolate chips. Xanthe kind of just moves slow. It kind of reclines back and just looks off to the side.
Well, anytime you want to learn, the kitchen is open for you.
Thank you. He says thank you and just continues to play around on his little thing.
Now I'm gonna go back to cooking, and I have to be right back.
Kyros and Knight.
Can we say that he does have a leash on? That would be hilarious.
He's got only if it's a teddy bear backpack. That's the only way I'll take it.
He borrowed it from Amira.
That's actually pretty yep. You can just see he's sitting. He's got a white teddy bear on his back. He's just pretty much playing. Still placing out the stuff from his teeth. Kyros, Knight, did you guys want to do anything together?
How you do, Heroes?
So, about the trade and then
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
can I ask the thought process on unnecessary on that? So, I'm very
Why,
honest here.
Like how we got them here? What do you mean?
How did you decide?
Well, we know that the whole reason why we moved to that building is because of that contract I had signed with Toodles. So when we went over to speak with Toodles about Min, it was either we give her Min, or if we don't, then we have to do 5 more. Favors is what she called them. So basically 5 more things of like what we had just done to get Min if we didn't. And there wasn't really much more of an option.
You know what's gonna happen to men, right?
Basically Toodles is gonna use her like a battery.
Right.
It's not great, but maybe we can think of something different along the way to change it.
We had a chance. It was 5 favors.
Yes, favors though. Favors on the probably up to the caliber of us collecting Min. We could have just dug ourselves in. Not could have. We would have dug ourselves into an even a deeper hole.
We would have been in a black hole, sure, but it wasn't just Min that's gone now. It's also Tassar.
Well, are those connected, or did Passar just decide to leave?
Sure. Oh, he's
He liked
gone,
his-
and
Didn't
He
you
was
say
there-
his purpose was guarding the Fury?
yeah, but he's gone, and you guys happen to do this so quickly. It makes sense that something happened in relation to it.
We tried to talk to Toodles. We tried to convince her in other ways, but she can teleport worlds, like different planes of existence. Whatever we had offered to her, she didn't care because it didn't matter that if this world was destroyed or not. She just has a different world she go to.
So someone else should suffer to let her do whatever she wants on these worlds.
I
didn't
don't
talk to
know
anybody.
really what else to say though, because it's, at least from my perspective, we had tried anything to get out of it.
I just wish you would have talked to us before you did it. Maybe we would have come up with a plan.
But it's kind of on a timeline. But if Clem was there, I mean, if you don't think I didn't at least try, Zazie was there too.
Yeah. What's done is done. So.
I'm not pleased with how things wound out.
As this conversation is going, I'm going to move back over quickly to Clem and Tara. Is there anything that you guys are doing right now?
Buttering up this potentially dead plant.
Buttering up this potentially
Massaging the dry stems and crinkly leaves with this potion.
Can you roll me a d20 flat, please?
I'm gonna use the one with the flowers in it and plants. Oh no, a 3.
As you begin to rub this into the plant, hoping for the best, you get a feeling that it's gonna be better. It's gonna need a little bit of time, though. Definitely not right off the bat.
I think it's working.
It
The
seems
leaves
to be
didn't
stuck.
just it didn't just crumple into my hands or fall off.
Well, that is positive, certainly.
So maybe we come back later and see.
Sure. It does not take that much to brew either, so if we need more doses, I am happy to
Awesome.
give you some.
What do you think would happen if we put it on that plant? I'm gonna point to my carnivorous plant. It's probably like frothing at the mouth with its little enclosure. Do you think it would get bigger?
It would probably get bigger and potentially more sprouts. I personally would not recommend doing it. Seems potentially a little bit dangerous and risky.
Admittedly, that was my first thought with this, was to see what would happen. Because what if I could just run around with a chompy little plant friend guy and made it big enough to walk around with us?
Or is it controllable?
I mean, it has its own free will.
I'm simply asking because if you cannot control the plant, what is to say that it will not chomp at one of us or yourself?
Yeah, that's fair. Maybe then it's like an unleash the beast kind of scenario where I throw it at the bad guys.
We could also do that, I guess.
Possibilities are endless.
Yes.
All right. As both of you are debating the whims and wants of these plants, kind of wondering what's going on, you do notice that everyone seems to have kind of conglomerated in the middle. You smell the fresh granola in the air, the calling of Zazzy's delicious treats. Do you guys wish to join everyone?
I think we probably make our way, and I'm gonna stop Clem before we get to everybody. So what did I miss exactly? Because I know you went to Toodles.
Yeah, we did Knight's thing, just he got a little mirror that you can ask questions. You get a truthful answer. Did you know that I have a kid? Learned that. I have a kid named Alfie. I'll process that eventually. Min will forever be screaming in pain because she's going to be used as a battery pack, but at the same time, that was essentially her existence apparently for Zeva. Did you know that Zeva named her Abomination and her nickname is Min for Abomination? That is her actual name. Learn that. What else? Learn that the stick
go ahead.
is wild magic stick.
A
The
stick?
being in the Knight got a stick and a mirror for handing over Min and completing his task for Toodles. And it's a wand, but it looks like a stick. The person in the mirror, apparently their name is technically Claire. Technically is a weird first name, but that's what she said. Technically Claire.
What does the mirror do?
Oh, if you ask it a question, it gives you a truthful answer, and in return, it asks you a question, and you have to give it a truthful answer, even if you don't know the answer. Like, I didn't know my son's name was Alfie, but I have a son, and his name is Alfie, and they knew to ask that, and that name came out of my mouth without me knowingly saying it. So, like, it pulls truth from you, not just partial truths. It pulls whole truths.
So then, were you the only person that got asked a question?
You have to have two other people at least. There has to be an audience to witness you asking questions. So it was Knight and Caravel. No, Knight and Kiros. Too many K names, guys.
Oh.
Yeah. So I asked its name. It asked my kid's name. I asked what it was doing with the answers, and she's apparently just using it to form better questions and get to know us better. So, learning.
What else was asked? You said Knight and Kiros were there.
Oh, what else was asked, Cat? Just like they asked what the stick did because it looked like a stick, and that's how we found out it's a wand. I asked what it was and what it's doing with questions. Kiros asked a question, and I cannot for the life of me remember what it was, but in return, I probably shouldn't tell you this, but I'm going to because I like you and I think you're a good friend, right? We're friends.
I would like to believe so.
Okay, I think Kiros is just a smidge a lot scared of you.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a truth that was spoken.
What do you mean by that? Like, what was the question that was asked?
Who scares you most? And you scare him the most. Knight doesn't want you to die, so there's that. And what else? I'm trying to remember what they asked. I only remember what they got asked because that was more interesting to me.
That is interesting.
Oh, no. See, again, the questions the being asked them, not what they asked the being. They asked what was going on at the city that we're about to go to, which is just magic infections, natural disasters, and poison.
Wait, what city are we going to?
Iridan.
Okay. Are we not going to the Crescent Isles?
I think the goal was to go around and circle back to the Crescent Isles. At least that was the last time we talked. But we could go join the others and discuss that.
Yes. I think they're probably like starting to walk now. I feel like, at least Tara is. She's gonna lean over. Just one more clarifying question. You said that Min is like forever screaming in agony. Is that?
Maybe not forever, but like her existence is just pain.
Shantara,
And that was
at the mention and the full sentence of that, you'll feel a small breath trickle down your neck.
Does she say anything?
She doesn't say anything, but you have a feeling. You can kind of see for just a moment 2 eyes behind Zarafel.
Do I get the emotional vibes that's happening?
Pissed. But not at you, surprisingly. You can see her eyes look mostly at Zarafel.
Oh. Okay.
Before they kind of move and look at everybody else.
Oh, they're all mad. Okay. Okay. I think they're walking. I think Tara will probably like lace her arm with Clem's floaty arm, probably.
I'll lace it back. And the last thing I'm just gonna say is like, the other thing I learned, Toodles, even more scary than I thought. I think that's the person I'm most scared of. And then maybe the Archon, and then Toodles, but
Oh, really?
yeah, that one.
Did she do anything?
She hops worlds for funsies.
Oh.
As you two are kind of speaking, you will hear the last trailing sentence as Kiros, Zazie, and Knight are all sitting around the fire, or around the cooking pot, and the subject of Min's name kind of pricks at both of your ears as you turn to really look at everyone all together.
Good morning.
Good morning. Clem was just filling me in.
Oh, on Min?
Pretty much the whole thing.
Okay.
Alright. Then we don't need to hash it all over. Sounds like.
I will say I do not appreciate being left out.
You're kind
major-
of MIA, so
I watched you
on a
all walk
timeline.
over. I watched you all walk over to the shop. All together. You know, before I knocked on your door, I asked Zazie if I could go into her tent. I watched all of you leave.
You personally said you didn't want to be any part of it when we were at the house. You know, the further away from the whole situation, the less that you know, the less likely you're going to get in trouble. So I just figured it would probably be better that you weren't even there.
Well, I would have loved to be included on that decision as well. You
Wait,
did
on
not
the
ask.
decision for your decision?
You didn't ask. You didn't say anything. You didn't. I think before you assume whether or not I should be included in something.
Well, it
Giving
was
the
something
opportunity.
that we didn't really have a choice in the matter anyway.
I see.
Okay, do you want to be included or not included? Because I'm very confused right now. And you seem to be coming with a lot of energy for a morning. We're going traveling. It's supposed to be a good day, and the kids are going to come with us. I'm very. Is there something that's wrong? I feel like I'm picking up on a tone.
I just don't. This is the second time that I've been left out of the planning of where we're going to go and what's
No,
going to happen.
you were here. You were
all
definitely
talked
here.
about everything.
This was a few days ago.
I mean, with Min and talking about what we're going to do with Min.
We knew what we were going to do with the men from the very beginning. I was very clear what I needed to do when we went to that whole building. The whole reason why we were
You
there.
said it was to get Toodles. You didn't say what was going to happen to Min when Toodles had her.
Agreed.
I had to get something for Toodles. And that unfortunately turned out, I didn't know what it was, but that's what it turned out to be.
Because you didn't
Now,
ask.
you guys knew. You knew from the beginning that whatever we had to find, I had to bring to Toodles. Now, we tried to get out of it. I have 2 witnesses here. The whole thing is, if we didn't do it, our situation would have gotten more worse.
5 favors is worse than what's happening to Min.
Huge favors.
Not to mention, but if I'm reading between the lines correctly, then we're going to need Min at some point.
We already figured that part out. Toodles had agreed that, it sounds bad, but letting us have Min when we need to go to wherever we need to go once we get to the Crescent Isles. Min can come with us.
I'm just gonna say that Toodles does not seem one to mess with. She does not have any care for what happens in this plane, in this area at all. If our whole world crumbles, she did say that she would just leave and go get money elsewhere. So there was no really bargaining with someone that has no will to bend. I think it's important to know too that none of us that went wanted to necessarily give Min up completely, but the consequences that Toodles has laid out are on par with what consequences we will face down the line for other things that we are planning on doing, but more immediate and something that we can work on figuring out at another time. I know that you, Shantara, wanted to be included, and I think that's fair, but also it is kind of hard to decide at what line you wish to draw, and I think some privacy in some regards might be good, because then you already now know where Min is, which can influence, I don't know how your agreement works that we are all a part of in a way. But there are some times you may not be included, but it's not that we do it out of, I want you to understand that I don't think the intention was out of spite or that and I'm speaking for myself in this moment. I'm sure many will agree that not doing it out of any dislike towards you. It's in a way to help protect you and protect all of us, is it not?
I can understand that, and I think there is a need at times for privacy, and that's always my goal, is to protect, I think, people. I just think it would have been nice to have the option, or to be told what you were doing and where you were, or to be asked.
What would just so that I can be aware for future situations, and maybe that we all can be aware of, what is it that you are making us ask of each time that we make this decision. This is also a deal that Knight had. I personally thought it was laid out pretty clearly. So, what is the ask that you want us to do?
Well, it's just that everyone went. I just assumed that we were all collectively going to go and collectively going to talk about this deal and put up a united front. And the entire group went.
It was only 3 of us,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
any arrangement that was made only involved Dazzy and Knight. I was disassociating.
Yes, so now Knight and I have a deal with Min. Well, not Min, with Toodles, I should say. To borrow Min, and at that point we can decide how that kind of plays out. But we now owe Toodles a favor, and I think Knight was just trying to take the favor himself, and I have decided to help share some of that. And it's not for everyone to share, but I understand that you do to make the decision, but I think I wasn't acting just for my own selfish reasons. I was acting with the group in mind. And the decision I made was based on things that I would think from all of you.
Well, I appreciate you explaining that a little further.
I know you don't wish to be disincluded and not included from things, and that is never the intention. But when we're dealing with such a powerful force, there may be times that we have to. And just like how we have all accepted the potential punishment that's going to come with our actions, I think sometimes maybe if it's not too much of an ask, you can be okay with us sometimes making a decision that helps protect you in the end.
I think it is fair.
All right. Now that that's been talked about, shall we talk about a different thing, like going to Iridan?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought we had agreed on going to Iridan, figuring that out, and then kind of circling the continent to go back to Crescent Isles.
correct, as it does seem that a lot of our choices, and if we let things go longer, the problems will only exacerbate.
It was.
So, and the kids are coming, so we can all be a really good. This is a great time to show what teamwork. I'm like changing the subject. What teamwork can do for all of us. And I'm looking at Xanthi and
parenting skills.
I'm already practicing them. He showered this morning.
Zazzy, did you know I'm a parent?
Like 2 more than plants?
I have a kid potentially out there somewhere named Alfie.
Alfie.
Wow,
that's amazing. Well,
did Caradol follow us at all? I'm looking at his face when I say the name to see if anything happens with his face.
To say Alfie?
Yes.
Roll me an insight.
Oh no, okay. What dice? No, we're going with pink. We're going with pink. Pink is a lucky
Let's
color.
see if you get a good call.
Insight 12. Pink was not a lucky color.
You have no idea.
I have inspiration. Is it worth it? No. It's not worth it. Not right now.
Well, that's amazing, Clem. Hopefully, I mean, it's not all that amazing since you don't know where they are. But if you want any help finding it, I'm happy to help them. Him. Sorry, not it. I did not say that, actually. Him.
Yep. Let's just hope that they're happy. Fingers crossed.
I'm
Not
sure at
dead
the very
or
least they're
Alive
missing
and
you.
tortured for eternity.
Oh, okay.
Process
We are
that.
starting off on a very interesting foot in this camp today.
In other news, Shantara fixed my plant, probably.
Good, good. Anybody else have any fun updates they want to share? We could take this time to, just kind of... I feel like Clem started off something really good. We could start with, some, like, roses before we start our journey. It's a great way, starting off with some things that we might be thankful for as we begin this journey. Okay. Well, I'm excited that I'll go first. I'm excited that Xanthia and Stick get to come along and not just hang out at the camp all day. And we'll all be traveling. And I'm sure we'll share lots of stories together. Maybe somebody else could go.
Oh god. Thankful we are not dead yet.
That is good.
Apparently that's where end of life, eventually it happens.
That is something to be grateful for every day. Life. Okay, who's going next? I'm looking between everyone who has not gone with, like, the biggest puppy dog eyes, like...
I'm happy to go back outside.
Breathe
You
the
do not
fresh
sound
air.
happy.
I'm just like, let's go. Okay, happiness!
There is no more in Ba Sing Se.
What about you, Tara?
I am happy to be eating Zazi's wonderful cooking.
Oh, thank you. Today's breakfast was brought to you by Stick, actually. I was busy making treats, so Stick made,
It's pancakes.
pancakes.
I like
And
pancakes.
if you notice, I've actually started teaching her how to do little face shapes.
They all look slightly off, but they all are smiling in various different ways of uncomfortability.
This one really
Well-
speaks to me. It's just like this.
Well, it is wonderful.
Oh, nom.
Amira, Carvel, do you want to say anything?
You can see Caravel just sips his coffee. He's just like, I'm so glad. In general, I'm so glad in general
Good to have a good sense of
of being personally
inner being.
Exactly, I'm all for it. You'll see Caravel
I
kind
feel
of
like
look
sweat
at you.
is dripping down my face. Like, please, can we record this on a good day? Amira.
Amira is just digging in his pants. She has no idea what's going on.
Okay, great.
She just kind of looks over at you.
I am so excited to be walking and to be running and then to eat pancakes and then I want to get so many souvenirs and I'm so excited to have cookies. I am just so excited to be around.
And she's just shoveling food. None of the tenseness of this conversation has at all affected Amira.
Good. Oh, well, I have a little money. I could probably get a souvenir too.
Can we get matching souvenirs? Friendship bracelets?
I love friendship charms.
Matching sweaters.
I love sweaters.
No.
Oh, we could get ones that are like I'm with, and then we could just like say like little fun little sayings.
We could go into pairs. We have like little...
Yeah. If lost, find blank.
Exactly.
And then it's like I'm blank.
I love that kind of stuff. And Amira just kind of begins to just prattle on about them. And as the uncomfortableness continues, are we ready to begin our journey to Earden?
There is one thing I forgot to do that I want to do before I leave.
Go ahead.
This camp. I would like to see if there are any more crystals that the pixie have grown.
Sassy, as you wander back into your tent, there has almost been an economic boom of pixies. You can see your entire tent walls, everything is covered, but the houses are empty. Completely gone. Can you roll a perception check for me?
My babies. Perception a 16.
As you kind of peek your head out, you can see the trees around your tent have become infested with them as they're creating these almost kind of like silk weaving webs that drip down tiny droplets of these crystals that seem to be growing maybe a little faster with more space. You can see that they're almost building it right now. Pixies are definitely going to come back to your tent, but they're outsourcing and accommodating for their growing numbers.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm like relieved. Okay, so I don't have any crystals right now.
Roll me a d20, please. A d20 flat.
16.
As you look around, you see a small little tiny tear droplet. If you take it now, when broken, it basically gives you back a first level spell slot, but if left, it might get bigger, it might not.
Since I haven't taken it yet, I will take this first one.
Alright. You pick it, and as you do, you can see an opalescent liquid kind of begin to slowly drip down from the small vine where it was, as it begins to start again.
Okay. I just want to take that before we leave.
The pixies are paying rent.
They owe me.
Alright. Are we ready to begin our descent?
I've got one question, because Caravel gave me a potion to drink and said, I'll figure out what it does in the morning. It's the morning. What did
You
it
drank
do?
it?
Yeah.
Nothing has happened quite yet. But you do
Cool.
feel a weird, fuzzy feeling in your stomach this morning. You feel a little lighter. But you also do feel Caravel's eyes kind of watching you a little bit, almost observing. Not malintently.
Experimented on.
Not malintently, but it's kind of like seeing what's going on. Alright.
Fabulous.
As we all click our buttons, are we ready to make our way to Earden? It's about a day's ride, so it's still a good bit of true wandering.
Yes. I am
Full send.
ready.
Full send. We're going straight for it. Love it.
Yeah.
All right. Can somebody roll me a d20 flat? Actually, two people.
I haven't rolled yet.
I'm confident. I got it. Let's go,
I'm
Tosh.
not as confident, but let's see.
Oh, flawless. In 18.
A 9.
I am not shocked
I
at
could have
all.
predicted that.
An 18 and a 9? Why is it always 9s with you, Tosh?
It doesn't matter the dice. That was the one that Scout got me.
Oh boy.
So this is his fault. Got it.
I blame Scout as well.
Damn.
Alright. What are we all doing as we kind of ride?
Do we have horses? Or
You
are we
have a
walking?
carriage. You have a carriage with 2 horses, so.
Oh, that's right.
If it's extremely sunny, Knight will be in the carriage, but if it's like cloudy and such, he'll still have like his veil, but he will be in the front driving the carriage.
Okay. As you are all walking, you will feel that what was once a nice, blissfully sunny day has slowly become darker, clouded. There's a distinct ring of clouds that moves quickly. A little too quickly. Can I have everyone in the front roll me a perception check?
Front. Okay.
Can I be on the top of the carriage?
Sure, if you want to be there.
Top. I'll go with Tara.
Yeah.
Top.
Anyone who's on the outside of
mean-
the carriage, you can go ahead and roll me a perception check.
7.
Love it.
22.
Okay. What'd you get?
10.
Dirty 20.
Zazzy, are you on the inside or the
We
outside of the
got this,
carriage?
Clem.
I'm inside. I'm teaching crafts right now. I'm doing important things.
Xanthi's got the child-proof scissors as he's trying to make a star with you, Zazzy. Just can't get it.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Both of them, you just hear the SpongeBob theme song, the Friends theme song, all the way in the middle of the carriage. Knight and Kyros, you guys don't see anything, really. It is completely normal. In fact, it is so peaceful for you, Knight. You watch as the clouds roll in. Small droplets of rain begin to really drizzle down as it doesn't really sting at your skin, but cools it down in an odd way. You too, Kyros. It's been a long time since you've just sat in the woods and really enjoyed the peacefulness of it. Clem and Tara, as you two are sitting, you notice the clouds above you sit in a distinctive ring-like formation. It looks too perfectly circular and too fast as it slowly but fairly encroaches on your area. It's almost like the sun is chasing your carriage, as well as the woods begin to feel a little darker, more ominous as you feel eyes on the sides of you.
Do I know these eyes?
You roll me a history.
Got nothing.
Don't like that
An
feeling.
8.
An 8? No. No idea.
Okay.
We're being watched, right? We're definitely being watched.
I feel so. Yes, I feel eyes in the sides.
Are these clouds like the clouds from the other people who've learned to harness the clouds to move the clouds? Or this different cloud
Zinfandels?
formation? Yes.
This is definitely not Zinfandel work. They have
Okay.
small little clouds that basically deal with their circumference, not half of the eye.
Do you think that's like related to us though? Like, is it something we should worry about, or is this just like somebody else's problem and we're just happening to traverse through at the wrong time? So just keep our heads down, keep moving.
Well, I definitely think we should keep our heads down and keep moving, but it is kind of hard to imagine that it wouldn't be about us, per se. We do feel currently like we are being watched. So,
Yeah, and kind of chased by whatever that is.
yes.
Do you think anybody else has noticed? Should we tell the others, or should we just let us keep going?
I think we should probably tell the others to be on alarm.
Okay, I'm gonna walk over the side to the front and be like, yo, hello, hi, look up, hi. The clouds are chasing us, and there's things in the woods watching us. Just FYI, don't slow down, just keep going. Maybe go faster.
Keep your eyes out. Okay.
And continue to not die yet.
That is the plan.
Brilliant!
Zazzy, Knight, Clem, can you all make me a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage?
What?
If you are within 10 feet of me, you get a +2. A disadvantage. Well, that's not great.
I rolled a nat 20 and a 3. An 8 total.
The
10
for me.
technically, with the +2.
10, 8,
7.
7. As all three of you kind of begin to feel the eyes on your back, it no longer is the concern of being watched, but you begin to feel your body clam, slick with sweat, as it begins to pulsate and almost expand, like your whole being is swelling. As you rub your fingers together, you can feel the texture of your skin all over yourself. Your own flesh feels like a coat on top of your skeleton as your guts begin to feel like they need to escape from you, as a deep level of pain and exhaustion begins to just fester. As all of you are going to take 1 point of exhaustion.
Oh, I don't feel
So good.
Sudden.
I don't feel good.
Vision blurred. You can barely see where you are at this moment. It is almost like panic has just set in, as the rocking of the carriage doesn't help anymore.
Someone else drive this thing.
What is going on? Atara will like move to the top to like go and see Night.
I don't have organs, but all of a sudden I feel like I do. I don't like it.
What happened?
When we stop the car, I kind of feel like I need to throw up everything.
Clem, can you roll me a dex check at disadvantage to see if you could stay on the cart? Because you are on top of it.
A dex at disadvantage is an 18.
As you kind of begin to move around, you manage to stay on top, but your entire body begins to lose shape. Almost like you're melting.
Tar, I don't feel help.
I'm gonna try to collect Clem.
Are we stopping the carriage?
Yeah, Night will because
yeah.
he was driving.
As you stop this carriage as fast as your body can, what are we doing? Are we trying to leave? Are we just clinging to it?
I'm gonna like try to see what's going on. I'm gonna be like,
Yes, I am.
Heroes, are you all right?
Yeah, no.
All right.
Fine.
Okay, I've got Clem and Zazie and Night feel like death. Apparently, you want to check them out, and I got Clem.
Okay. Yeah. Go over to Zazie. Oh, God.
I feel like I need to throw up everything.
Did you eat something? Have you been snacking? Have you?
Do I look like a marshmallow? I feel like one.
Kind of look a little green.
Wait. I'm supposed to look green. Do I not look green like my normal green?
Like a yellow
Can I make a medicine check to see?
Roll me a medicine check. Go ahead. Zazie,
Can I also?
both of you. Go ahead. Zazie, you've almost dripped off the green color off your skin. You look paper white. It is uncomfortable.
Yeah, or dirty 20.
I got a 19.
As both of you are looking at all three of the victims on the ground on this cart, you kind of check their food, you kind of check their ailments. They're all exactly the same across the board. Sweating, expanding, it's just all over. But there's no sign of sickness internally. Their tonsils, their throat, everything looks the same. However, their fevers have spiked. Their body is achy. The only thing that really looks different to you is, as you kind of, would you move around their clothes, or are you just surface level checking?
Yeah, I'm like doing a deep dive. If nothing looks weird on the outside, I'm like, okay, did you get bit by something? Like, yeah.
As you kind of check through what's going on, you can see on all of their marks where Zeva had branded them 2 bites. And Xeraphel, who had not been at all branded, has a piece of her body that is permanently glossed with her mark in it. You could see the vile black liquid moving up and down in it constantly.
Kyros?
Mhm.
Do you have the 2 bites? Are you...
Let me check. Check myself.
Do the others?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Zeva looks a little, or not Zeva. Clem looks a little delicate right here.
Yes. Can you help me get them in the cart?
I am in the cart.
Push me!
Good job, Sluzzy.
Do I win a prize?
Mm-hmm.
I love
Yes.
prizes.
Atara's gonna pull out one of her crummy looking paintbrushes. Just give it to her.
A lollipop.
Well, all right. So it's not going to taste good.
We can. You want a berry for your prize? And Kyrus is gonna cast Good Berry.
Oh, yeah.
I'll give one to each of them to see if that does anything.
Who eats the berry?
Oh, I eat a berry. Even though I barely... I'm like... I'm doing the almond thing from Bridesmaids. Where she's like, do you want this almond? I would love an almond. It's so good.
Knight, do you also eat a berry?
I would eat a berry, yes.
As you bite into this berry, you can feel the sweetness of it become sickening as your tongue begins to almost swell in reaction to tasting something good. Your taste buds begin to sizzle.
Get it out. Instantly, just spitting it out. Retching a little bit.
It's not good, because that's, I feel like Knight is just her Kyrus is patting Knight's back as he's kind of retching, just trying to help him through. Those are supposed to heal.
It tasted rotten.
Oh, God.
This is not a good sign.
No, it is not.
I really think we should just push through and see what happens.
Okay.
Unless you would like me to try to go and talk to Zeva, which I think is what potentially is happening right now. I know that she's not very happy, so...
That's not a surprise. I can probably steer the horses. If you want to watch them from the back.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're steering the horses while Shantara tries to speak?
Oh, I should probably clarify that. I'm gonna be like, wait a second, do you want me to just watch them to see if they get worse, or do you want me to try to talk to Zeva? Anki is probably fishing around in my brain, so I'm not sure if I'll get through or not.
Can't tell if it's a good thing or a bad thing to go talk to her right now. When did you last talk to her?
In the house.
She was pissed then, she's gonna be pissed now. But she might be able to explain what she did to them.
To be fair, it does not seem like she is mad at me. Which is surprising, to be totally honest with you.
She's not? That is surprising.
Apparently not. Well, she might be upset with me. But it does seem, and this does confirm to me, that she is more upset with the people who are currently ill. Probably has to do with the fact that Min is now a battery. And that potentially you and I disagree with that decision.
interesting coincidences. Okay. I don't like it, but if you think you might be able to get something out of it.
I can try.
Careful, alright?
Hmm?
I said be careful, alright?
I will try. I am always careful.
All right, are we trying to contact Zeva?
Yeah. Tara will I imagine Tara's in the middle of the carriage.
Is the carriage moving?
With
Do you want me to move, or do you want me to sit and wait until, in case or keep watch or something like that?
I think you should wait.
Okay. I can keep watch.
And if I start to go crazy, then, bonk me on the head or something.
Okay.
Go ahead and make me a religion check.
Oh my god.
Knight, Zazzy, Clem, make me a perception check, please.
I got an 8.
What are you saying to Zeva in order to try and get her attention right now? If all of you could just message those perception checks to me quickly.
23.
If you could message it to me on Discord.
I think she's probably sitting there. She says, "Hello. I know that you are upset, and I could understand why. And I am hoping that I could be an ear to listen, should you need it, and potentially discuss any action steps you would like to take, or you would like me to take, or you would like this group to take. I can see that you are not pleased. And so was wondering if there was something you wanted to talk about."
Roll me a persuasion. At disadvantage.
God damn it, okay. Oh, they were both 6. Okay, hold on. I gotta add. So 12.
As you are pleading to Zeva, you don't feel much of anything. Like she's really paid too much attention to you. But Kyros, you watch as this bite that kind of was gnawed into the flesh moves. Almost glides across the skin as it goes to each person's dominant hand and spreads across it like a black glove. All 3 of you, Zazzy, you don't see too much, but you do almost see a vision-like experience of a creature with bright red hair staring down at you. The eyes almost the same as the intent red ones in the corner of your vision, but it's oddly welcoming. It feels soft as a hand grazes over your dominant one, leaving the mark of where the glove would be on yours. Zarafel, you don't see anything at all.
I
Knight,
got a 23.
Yep. Knight, you are also pretty much left softly. You can feel it on your skin, but not much else. You are both left with a feeling of almost lightheartedness, as your exhaustion stays, but the convulsing pain seeps down. But you do notice your hand doesn't seem to move.
Like it feels paralyzed.
It seems like all of your dominant hands seem to be uncooperative as of the current moment.
I can't move my hand.
Tar. Their bites are moving.
I think Tara will open her eyes, and her eyes are pitch black for a second as her little floaty shadows that are around her will seep back into her, and then her eyes will fade back to her regular color. I did not get a response.
Zazie, does your hand not move too, Clem? Or is it just Night?
You're muted.
I'm making a fist right now.
Oh no.
I can't feel it even more than I already couldn't feel it. Is the gem still there? I'm tapping the glove. Is the gem still there?
It's still there. It doesn't move.
I think the only way forward is forward right now. Zeba does not want to give me any other answers.
Yeah. I'll kind of look down at them. Are you guys going to be okay if we start moving this cart?
I don't think we had a choice.
Not wrong.
I'm just gonna lie down, and I'm gonna just lie back on the floor of this carriage, and I'm gonna melt cat style and fill all available space with myself. Okay, good.
Are you guys going to be alright?
No.
I don't think I'm ever going to be okay again, and I'm pulling a blanket over my head.
I can't believe I'm saying this. Night, you're in charge.
I feel like Knight has cuddled up to Amira and looks like just the sickest guy ever.
It's the man flu. No.
Amira is just very confusedly petting.
Probably looks 10 times worse.
Amira's just I don't know what's going on. But she's definitely trying her best, and she's like, do you want some light sand?
Sleep.
Okay. And she could
You're in charge.
You just see Caravel in the back. It's what the fuck?
Patting his foot with my freaking liquid body right now. If I die,
You're going to be fine.
exactly.
As the journey continues, can I get one more D20 roll, please?
Yeah. Oh, who's rolling?
Whoever wants to.
Yeah.
Got it.
I'll do it.
Scout, do it.
Yeah. A 3.
Oh,
We're so fucked, fam.
It's all good. The journey continues pretty softly. Almost too easily. As you can see, the cloud ring, which has been following you, never goes away. It is a constant shroud that begins to descend lower and lower and lower as you continue to move forward. Though you can't tell why, you do feel a little uneased by it. The town of Iridan is swampy. You watch as the entire landscape begins to turn more and more and more into a marsh before your eyes. There's little small villages that speckle around this road. It seems to be the only true way to get up and down before the real city even comes into view. There's huts, large trees, big rivers, lots of life as the kind of foggy, thick air feels like you're drinking it, not really breathing. It is a constant muggy miasma that lays on your chest. Do you want to interact at all with any of the little houses that pass by?
What, are there people around?
Roll me perception.
A 25.
As you're looking around, you can see that this seems to be the equivalent of a outer city town, maybe? There is lots of little huts, maybe about 12, I'd say, that kind of scurry and splinter around as one large building exists. It looks like maybe a tavern, I'd say, or a town hall, or both. There is what look to be people, maybe? Tall, people-like shapes that kind of move around and fumble. Either they're just dressed in very big, clunky clothing to blend in with the background, or you're not entirely sure what these things are. But you can see they kind of seem to notice you and don't really attack you or fumble towards you. They just kind of continue on their merry way.
I'm gonna hop in the driver's seat with Kyros. Well, are we stopping or riding straight through this town?
There's that big building over there. There's houses. What do you?
I definitely think if we're going to stop, the big building is probably a great place to do it.
Mm-hmm. Right, yeah,
We could leave the sick ones in the cart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe someone knows what made it sick.
Good idea.
Park it.
As you park your wagon to the side, you feel the slushing of the mud as you get off, as you almost sink 5 inches, just initially.
Ew.
Thank God I'm wearing those Uggs.
Uggs!
Right.
Are we heading to the big tavern?
Tara's gonna go to the back of the wagon first. She's going to be like, alright, we're taking a pit stop. We're going to see if there's any help to make you guys feel any better.
Sleep in.
Yes, you could sleep.
You just see a thumbs up come from the underneath the blanket.
I'm gonna, like, turn to Caravel. Would you like to come with us? Or stay and watch?
You kind of look over to Amira, who seems to be kind of sitting with everybody. It seems as if they have their chaperone. I think I'll indulge in whatever is going to happen here.
Perfect. And I will go and join Kyros. Caravel in tow.
Alright, so you guys are heading to the tavern.
Yes.
As you 3 begin to head towards the tavern, Knight, Zazzy, Zerafel, D20 again, please. One more time.
6.
A nat 20.
Okay.
A 15?
Okay. Alright.
I don't like any of these faces.
I'll be back to you in just 1 second with that. So the highest one's a nat 20? And the lowest one's a... Which one was it?
6.
Okay, all right. As you all kind of shuffle towards the larger building, it is basically sticks. This is not kept together well, but you do notice that it's sticks, bricks, and some kind of mud-like substance that really makes the outline of this building. And a living roof on top that's just splayed with flora. And Kyros, as you move closer to it, you can just hear it singing. Almost like it's at a constant high pitch, almost shrilly, but impressively angelic at the same time. You're muted.
Yep. I feel like hearing the singing, his ears will perk up a little bit. Singing. I think that's a good sign.
It seems pretty
Singing.
lively.
So, just... We'll keep on going.
Alright, as you walk towards, you can see there's a couple of taller beings that kind of shuffle around as they seem to kind of look towards you and then move into the tavern. Do you follow them inside the building?
Yes, I'm leading the charge.
Let's go.
I imagine Tara is like fixing her hair, putting on perfume, like getting ready to go and introduce people. She's like charging ahead.
Wonderful. Give me one moment. Let me just go ahead and, okay, I need you, and I need you, and I need you. Alright, I'll be right back! Hello, lovelies.
Hello.
Hello. Alright. 6 and 20. As all three of you are existing in the back of this cart, you will feel your bodies kind of begin to move. Kind of come alive a little bit. Not enough to say that you could go run a marathon, but maybe enough to start kind of shuffling around. And when you do, you notice there's no Amira. There's no horses. There's just you three in a carriage.
Did we make it?
Where did everyone go?
I'm waiting for the back of the carriage to start looking around.
I was like hugging Amira. I thought I would know if she was gonna leave.
Okay, maybe I'll get up.
Do you guys want to roll me a perception check?
Yes.
Always.
11.
25.
Nice.
17.
17, 25, and what?
11.
Knight, you are a little too preoccupied with the fact that Amira is gone. You feel an almost dread-like feeling in the pit of your stomach as you try and move a little too fast. Zazie, you and Clem both kind of move and see a person, or if you could call it that, a tall creature that's kind of standing outside of your caravan within the brushes of the trees that look too evergreen-like. Not swampy, but just as dark and colored as the swamp. Just watching.
There's somebody outside.
It's Amira.
They don't really
No.
look like a person.
They're also tall.
How far away?
Eh.
Could
How
still
far
see him.
away?
Maybe about 5 to maybe 8 feet away. It's still pretty close, but not too crazy close.
I
Is
would
there
like to
any-
do-
Is there anything else around us, or is it just this creature and everything else is like eerily quiet and dead of people?
It's quite eerily quiet as this thing kind of looks at you.
I would like
Well-
to do a divine sense. Mostly if I can detect good and evil. If it's a celestial fiend or undead.
As you call to your divine sense and look at this thing, it is oddly normal. There is nothing coming off of this, but the aura that it gives off feels sinister, unwelcoming, and almost vile, but there is nothing else that radiates off of this thing as it watches you.
It thinks evil. That is bad news.
Why?
I just have gotten this ability where I can kind of sense these things now once in a while, and it's not a fiend, it's not undead, it's not a celestial, it's kind of nothing, but I can sense that it is also bad.
Should we talk to it?
I'm gonna go talk to it.
Mhm.
What else are we supposed to do? There's nobody else here. The horses are gone. We've been left.
Should you try to scare it off, Knight?
Why do we? I don't understand why you think it's bad. Like,
Magic, I think.
but like, does it tell you that it's gonna like, I don't know, kill us? Is that what it's telling you, or is it just because it looks scary, therefore bad?
No, it is like a gut feeling that's also more than just, it's a mix of some kind of magic that I've gained, but I'm gaining like a sinister feeling from it. But I agree that I don't think there's other options right now.
Okay.
Let's just go say hi. Let's just go say hi.
Yeah. And if they're an intruder, we'll say we have friends and they're on their way back.
My boyfriend's gonna beat you up.
I'm actually married.
So you guys are slithering out to go greet this thing.
Yes.
Yes.
As all three of you move, your bodies feel floaty. Have you ever been on laughing gas before?
Mm-hmm.
No.
It
Not
is.
that I remember.
It's good shit. But you just feel you feel like you command your arm to move and it actually reacts about 10 seconds later. There is a delay to every sense that you have. And as you move closer, you'll see the figure will also join you, as from its tall, gangly form will split out what look to be two women, one on either side, as he will move closer and closer.
Hi. Can we help you?
Let's see. As you speak, you can see the two women will kind of move forward, dressed in almost tribalistic wear, covered in bones, their skin oddly pale with these almost moth-like wings behind them, with clawed hands that quickly move to you. Their eyes crack, their whole body kind of moves like they're jittering, as they begin to poke and prod at you, Zazzy. Kind of picking up your ear, touching your hair, as they
Whoa! I'm like pushing them back.
As you try and push, you'll see one as it snips a piece of your hair off.
Whoa!
kinda tie it.
Whoa!
What are we doing?
Hey, I'm gonna try to grab for it.
Go ahead, roll me a sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand of 13.
As you kind of move for it, you'll be able to take some tuft of the hair, but it seems like the woman gets. That is not the music I wanted. Jesus Christ. That was so angry.
That was the vibe I was getting.
You'll see. You'll get most of the hair off, but they still get a few strands as the taller figure will kind of push the two back. I'm so sorry. They just tend to get ahead of themselves. I just came to see what everything was about. And you'll feel from the dark slit in the cloak, two golden eyes move all of you up and down, as the two women will continue to almost circle around you, continuing to try to poke and prod, take little things. It's not hostile. It's almost like they're investigating without any sense of space.
Can I poke back as they're poking at me? Just like
Yeah, for sure.
also looking at them. I'm just like, what are you doing? What
As
does
you-
your hair look like?
As you poke into one of the women, you'll see blood begin to just pool out against their pale skin.
I didn't mean to do that. I'm gonna do a healing hands to fix it attempt for the person I poked. I'm sorry.
No magic really pools out, but she will take a scoop of your light sand. It's like
Okay, I'm not
taking
a
a piece
star
of you.
anymore. Fair is fair.
As they'll kind of put it away. And the taller man will kind of pull out a book. Can you please roll me, anyone who wants to, a history check?
Um,
16.
oh,
A what?
a 9.
9.
15.
16.
Zaz, you are so taken back by this moment that you don't catch anything that this is. But Clem and Knight, you watch as the book unravels. It's familiar. You've seen this somewhere before. You can't really put yourself on it as the person begins to kind of write back.
Hey, what are you writing? Hey, who are you? What are you doing?
Seen this book before. Tosh has an idea now.
At least the book looks familiar. I'm simply just checking that my resources were correct. He'll slam the book together as he'll kind of shove it back into his side.
Can I do a history to recall anything about the Red Yin? If this is connected to them.
Go ahead, roll history. Roll history and then roll a perception.
History is a 14. Perception is a 15.
As you look at this person, you can see that you don't see any marks on them that suggest Red Yin, not even the woman. The women carry mostly crescent moons or moon-like identification, but the man carries a symbol that you've seen before somewhere. You feel as if you've seen the symbol in Caravel's tent before. At least in maybe on one of the books that he's had or something along those lines, but it's not Red Yin.
Okay, so the book he has looks familiar possibly to also one of what Caravel has.
The book you've seen before somewhere, but the symbol that he's
Okay.
wearing on it looks like you've seen it before, maybe Caravel's books. It seems like within somewhere where Caravel has been. As the creature will kind of move towards you once more. He just seems to be mostly checking out what you're doing. Do you guys want to do anything?
Oh, okay. Excuse me. Can you give us your name, please? You already took some of my hair. I think it's only fair. Do we get a name?
He'll kind of look at you. I cannot give you my name, the way that you cannot give me yours. Try it. In this existence, you cannot.
I'll try.
As you begin to try and splutter out your name, you'll feel it and see the words kind of turn into a bubble and pop right before you.
What sort of information are you wanting to confirm in your book? You make it seem that you're familiar with us.
Not truly. This is the first time I've really seen you in the flesh, but I must say the sources... they aggrandize quite a bit.
The source?
I don't know if this will be to his liking. That is unfortunate.
What liking?
Again, I can't give names. But I was sent here to see, to check out, and the creatures beside me wanted you. And he'll kind of point at Night in specific. They wanted to see you. I had no part of this. My goal was between you two. And he points to Zarafel and Zazie.
Me?
Both of you are what I wanted to really visually indulge in.
What do you mean visually indulging?
You'll kind of see he'll take the lock of hair that one of the ladies has given him and kind of ties it as the light sand will come. And as he does, he takes this light sand very softly, puts it in a delicate pouch. Can you roll me a perception check one more time?
All of us?
If you want to. If you want to look at what he's doing, go ahead.
Oh, thank goodness, a 29.
Oh, 17.
Thank goodness. That wasn't even me critting.
What are you?
I can math. 13. There we go.
Zarafel, you don't see shit. Night, you can see that this doily is very exquisite, very fancy. Definitely not something that a common day peasant would have, but not much else. But Zazie, you see almost like a title, or at least something that you've seen before. You see Made in Corkel, almost like a little tag on this doily, as it's kind of wrapped away and kind of tied.
What does this man look like?
You can't really identify him. He's very tall, very broad, wearing black. You could see two golden eyes between the slits of this cloak. Okay. But as that goes on, you'll watch as these two women, very insect-like, really roll up on you, Night, kind of poking and prodding. They're a lot more aggressive with you than they've been with anyone else. As you try and push them away, they don't really care, as they also take almost like a lock of your hair, quite aggressively.
Do they seem like they're talking to each other?
They kind of are. Almost clicks.
Can I cast Comprehend Languages?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I'm going to do that to see if I hear anything with them talking.
Can you roll me a sleight of hand to try and hide this?
A 21.
As you kind of cast this and whisper under your breath, you hear them going, "Not as big, not as strong. I thought he'd be more interesting." And you see one kind of grabs your jaw. "Good bone structure. Very interesting. Flesh moldable. I do like the horns. We could. No, we must. It'd be very difficult. Might be worth it. For later, as they both kind of agree within their heads and kind of take more of your hair as they kind of begin to decide on what they kind of are thinking. They seem to be evaluating you and talking down at you about how someone described you in a very aggrandizing manner, something beautiful, something really spectacular, and they seem disappointed. And they kind of say, not feminine enough. Eyelashes too short. They're just kind of roasting you right now.
I'm a man. Well, stop it.
They don't seem to really mind. And after they've kind of gotten enough, they almost combine back between and behind the man. Oh, thank you very much.
No, wait. No, you're not. You don't just get to leave. Why are you? What? Who? Where? Why are you?
I feel like, yes, why are you here? It seems like
Yeah,
we're being
where are we?
evaluated.
You are being evaluated.
For what purpose? That's not a name.
To see if you are truly as much of an issue as you have been proclaimed to be. Simply as that. As well as to see if you are what I hoped you would be.
What was the description you were given? We are not at our best right now, and maybe that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Perhaps. But I'm sure you'll be seeing me quite soon. And as all of you feel the scenery kind of begin to shiver and shudder, as almost like waking up for a dream, you'll see yourselves back in the carriage, like nothing had ever happened, but the chunks of your hair are still missing. You can feel the pokes still on your stomach and your body, and your flesh, which easily bruised, still has those marks all over them, dotted into your flesh.
I'm instantly taking out the mirror.
Go ahead, and I'm going to move quickly back to everybody else. Hello! Sorry it took so long. I had
You're
to murder
totally
everybody.
Okay. It was perfect timing. We're just talking about dogs.
Yes.
I love dogs.
Oh my
Sorry.
God, Scout, it's been so long since I've messaged you.
Right? Ah, bless.
Do I
Yeah.
not have this?
No.
What the hell? Fine.
How dare you?
All right. As all of you move into the tavern, it is creaky, wet, moist, everything you'd expect, but oddly lively. As you can see, these little creatures kind of wisping around, and as soon as you enter in, you'll see these big, bulky bodies kind of shed off their clothes to reveal warforges.
Oh.
You see,
Have I ever seen one of these?
if you remember back in the Wicker Straits, you guys saved a bunch of warforges.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right.
As you can see, a bunch of them are kind of huddling around, moving, bustling. They're kind of serving these ale mugs full of electricity that have little eels that kind of move around inside these giant tubs that seem to be kind of being massaged, and then they electrocute the water and serve to people. The entire place is kind of hissing and clanking with lots of different spindlings of machinery.
I'm gonna lean over to Caravel. Have you ever seen a place like this?
Where warforges live.
Yes.
Not commonly. They were unfortunately treated after the last Holy War, but it is quite nice to see it now.
Does Caravel has his little book of notes out?
You can see that Caravel doesn't seem to be taking notes, almost like he already knows this.
Alright. Who looks to be in charge here? Or should we, be incognito?
We are the only ones that are not draped in machinery. I feel like being incognito is gone.
Good point. Good point. I'm gonna go to the bar.
As you go to the bar, you can see that most of these warforges kind of seem a little bent out of shape. They kind of have their dents all over, all men. But at the bar, there is this rather large, pristine, tall, I would say female warforge. And she's kind of just shining a mug, and as she does, it kind of slashes through it on accident and kind of throws the gloss to the side and then eats it. Like a little snack, like little chips.
Hello.
So she'll kind of move towards you.
Hello. How can I be of assistance with you today?
Well, we are travelers, and we have come to this beautiful place. And I was just curious, what exactly is this village's name?
The village of Rook.
Ah,
We don't get travelers often.
no.
No.
She kind of nods. But no, like this.
Interesting. It seems very lovely here, very lively. Nice tavern.
The lands are not quite hospitable for creatures with flesh and bone. Muddy, very little food. Agriculture is down, but perfect for a warforge.
Ah, just makes sense. Some of our friends were injured, or became ill on our journey over.
Were you attacked?
And she'll kind of pull out a bowl of gloss chips and will hand it in front of you.
No, we were not attacked. They just kind of got sick along the journey.
Unfortunate. I've heard of a sickness ravaging the continent. I hope it doesn't spread to Irden.
Have you heard anything specific about it?
Other than it spawned from Anwen Avon. Apparently, it was in their minds. But Nefiri also broke out in sickness. It is a bad time to be a creature with lungs.
Seems so. Well, is there anything, we should know about these lands in general? Other than that it is not very hospitable for people with lungs?
I'm not sure. What are you looking for? If you are magically inclined, Iriden might not be the spot for you.
Oh? And why was that be?
Magic is not doing very great within the walls of Iriden right now.
Like it's not working, or it's going haywire?
Not working very well on occasion.
Has this started recently?
Maybe several weeks ago? Perhaps 2 months? Some locals say it might be the Moon Maidens. Others claim foul play with Zainwar. No one quite knows why.
Do you recommend anything for while we're there? It's a few of us are magically inclined.
Leave.
I'm sorry, did you say leave or believe?
Leave.
Oh. Okay.
Is Is there someone that has dealt with this illness that might know any sort of healing of it?
You may find help if illness is your issue.
She kind of points to someone in like the very back. Unlike most of these creatures, she doesn't look very big. It looks to be kind of like a smaller woman that sits in the corner, covered in a mutt of furs and mud. Just a plume of black.
They might be able to help you. They are the only organic.
Who are they?
She'll kind of... Oh, you'll hear a bunch of gaskets go up as her shoulders, like, her arms will go up and then down like a shrug.
Understood.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for the information.
I wish you well, and good speaking to the creature.
She'll kind of, like, look up.
Panther. Panther? I think that was her calling.
Right. And what is your name?
Unit 302256784338.
You can call
you
me
mind-
Eunice.
Well, I am Shantara.
Heroes.
I am aware. We have met before.
We have?
The Wicker Straits.
You came all the way from there?
We walked across the electric coral ocean, finding ourselves here. If not for your distractions, more than likely we wouldn't have been able to move.
Can you roll me a perception check, please?
Yes. I think that's a dirty 20.
21.
Yeah, dirty 20.
As you both watch, you can see that she is 100% telling you the truth, but there is an odd way in movement to her body. It's not very Warforged-like, but you're not entirely sure why. There's just something a little bit off. Are you two gonna head towards the lady in the back?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. As you two slither into the back, you could see that this is quite rowdy. Very oddly rowdy for a bunch of Warforges drinking electrified water. There is a lot of big, expressive movements, kind of rowdy chit-chats, and as you move your way in and out, you see what looks to be a almost humanoid-like being sitting in a corner booth, kind of watching. She has a cup of ale in her hand that is still frothed, and is actual ale this time, not just water.
Here's will kind of saunter over, kind of clear his throat. Mind if we sit?
You'll see her eyes will kind of look at both of you. Kyros, can you roll me a nature check?
Ways. 7.
No idea. Yeah, you can see that she kind of looks at you. Any fleshling is a friend of this fleshling. Take a seat.
looks down.
So, not from here, I assume?
No. Just came through. Had some friends kind of get sick along the way. I think you might know something about it, potentially, or might be able to help.
Well, it depends on what I got sick with and how it happened.
It was, we were just traveling through, got closer into town, broke out in fevers, pale skin. I tried giving them a healing berry, and it was acidic. The taste made them retch, made it worse.
Upset any gods recently?
They did.
You all reek of it. Alright, well, take me to your friends and let me see what I can do. And you'll have to enlighten me on what you have done to discombobulate the god so angrily.
Well, they took a god's beacon, if you will, and then traded it to satisfy a deal from another. Oh, I don't know if this other person was a god or just a very powerful being. And that is what they did.
It seems like you all have a deal problem. Have you ever heard of gambling?
Yes.
That might be safer. All you lose is money.
Probably. There are a lot of deals in this party.
And she'll kind of stand up, and as she does, she is a very dark-skinned woman that's kind of covered in lots of different pelts and furs as she kind of holds this giant spear. And at first look, she looked quite small, but standing up, she is incredibly lanky, very tall, and oddly muscular, with giant scratch marks all across her very exposed body as she kind of slumps down and begins to walk out of the bar as you, I assume, lead her to where everybody is.
Mm-hmm.
As you kind of follow this woman, you can see from her hands she begins to do some kind of druidic magic. Kiros, can you roll me another nature check to see if you can get this?
It's even worse. That's a 4.
I'll let you have advantage on this, since this
Thank
is
you.
up your alley.
5. My dice hate me today. I don't know what I did.
As you watch as this woman begins to kind of almost pull and push magic from the very earth and kind of grabs Knight's head very aggressively. There's not much care between this. You can see these long fingernails as she just kind of pokes them into his chest as black blood will begin to spill from him.
From Knight?
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
Your friend is cursed and has angered someone very upsettingly. It seems like not only one god is very perturbed, but he's also made the acquaintance, or at least the observation of another one.
Do you know which god?
And you'll see she just kind of rips Knight's clothing, like his chest full bare, as she kind of slits down almost like a surgical needle down his chest. And as you can see on it, a small, almost microscopic moon has been kind of singed, almost branded into his abdomen. It's so tiny, it almost looks like a mole.
It seems like someone has arisen the interest of the moon god. Not a great place to be.
Which moon god, out of curiosity?
There's only one moon god. The other one was eaten. By the moon god that is now observing you. But...
Wait.
Hmm?
I'm sorry. Who exactly is?
Are you... You must really be new. And she kind of grabs Zazzy by the head again. Rips off, just full going through it, the blood and everything. We used to have 2 moons. Back before everything was terrible. I assume that you know about Oda and the falling of the moon, the wild gods, everything that goes to that. Do you know why Oda died?
Do you know why?
Do you know why he fell?
No.
Oda had a sister, Milele, the moon god. Both of them technically moved together in order to keep harmony. But Milele had a deeper fascination with her brother than you are meant to. And she kind of wiggles her eyebrows a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Understood.
And so, Oda, who was a gentle soul, cared for the animals, yada yada, decided he wanted to pursue a life on Baradin. Milele was not very happy, and slaughtered him, and stuffed his body into the moon well. Which is why, above the Crescent Isles, there is a perpetually blood moon. That is Milele's moon. It sits. The one that rotates around us, that is constantly crescent. That is what remains of Oda's moon. A dead corpse. But, ever since, she has decided to take it upon herself to become an advocate.
An advocate?
She wanders around continent to continent looking for very angry women. Women who have suffered. And takes them. She takes them to the Crescent Isles to participate and become a moon maiden. But don't worry, she's not above slaving people. She takes many slaves of men that she finds beautiful.
Do you know what her end goal would be?
With your friend?
Yes. Or what these moon maidens are supposed to do? They find peace? Or if they do?
The moon maidens don't truly have much of an end goal, I would claim, but if you're marked by Milele or a moon maiden, it usually has to do with you have something to offer, you are of some use, or you're a beautiful specimen. Or you've met Milele before, which is possible. She tends to take guises. Unlike most gods, she is quite involved with the terrorling of the mortals. Why are you looking at me like that, Kiros? What you thinking, Kiros?
In Tara's head, she's gonna hear, didn't we meet Milele in the plane where we lost a couple years of our life, potentially? At some point?
We did! Oh! I thought that name was familiar. I think you probably just see Tara's eyes like there's a flash of like wide eyes, and then she probably like settles.
So, you met Milele before, I assume.
knew who she was.
She's not secretive. And as this is all going on, hello.
Hello.
Oh.
As Kuros and Shintara and an unknown woman you haven't met look at all three of you, you will watch as Zazie, Knight, and Clem will all gasp for air and kind of move up and down their body quickly, almost like just waking up from a bad dream.
Oh, my camera.
Do I still feel
definitely have
sick?
gone for the mirror, is what I said.
Yeah, as you like wake up and start moving for the mirror, Knight, and as you do, you just see a woman staring down at you. You are just covered in black blood right now.
Hi.
Zazie, you are also in a similar spot. You watch as both you and Knight are like this in the cart, and there's a woman just kind of above both of you.
Hello? What the? Another new person?
She points to the two people behind her.
Friend, trying to help and figure out what's going on.
Can you speak?
No, I'm illiterate.
Right. You were just using your words. I didn't know if you were gesturing.
Don't make me laugh. I'm gonna melt more.
Why?
I'm cutting you
there-
open to take samples of your blood, and then try
Okay,
and get
yeah.
something better after that.
Okay.
I don't know what to do with you.
Okay. My hands
That
come back
why
down.
I'm covered in black blood?
You moved around a lot as I tried to get some, but yes. I am the equivalent of bloodletting you right now, as the black, tainted blood will slowly move out of your system.
We're being bloodletted?
Unfortunately, most of your blood is poisoned, so I'm taking some of it out.
Doesn't there's like a spell that can cure poison?
If you are stronger than a god's inflictions, then yes.
Do you have a name? Are we allowed to say names? I'm Zazie.
My friends called me Panther.
Rawr, Panther.
Okay, are you done yet?
Do you feel better?
Do I feel better? Slightly.
Then I am slightly done.
How long is this gonna take?
Probably about 30 minutes, at least, just to get you back to walking strength. I cannot fix your hands, though.
Can you fix this hand? I'm gonna hold up the other one.
With the gem in it? Fix!
Yeah.
Fix!
Help!
As you walk up, she'll kind of look you up and down, and she'll take it and lodge it out. Almost like it's nothing.
You are a miracle worker. Can you deal with that part of this hand too?
That one's cursed. I won't touch it.
Oh, that's fair. Thank you.
As time kind of moves on, you all are... She kind of moves out of the way to give you all a bit of space to chit-chat amongst each other. Is there anything that you guys would like to say?
Where did you find Panther? Where are we?
place called Rook. She was at the tavern. Was that a tavern? I was a little confused.
I mean, it certainly seemed like a tavern. We really only learned about this place a little bit, and that magic inside of the city is not doing super great, so we might not be able to use our magic.
Okay.
Was everything alright out here?
No.
Saw a man and his
Kidnapped.
2 friends.
What happened?
They took a handful of my light sand and some of Zazzy's
took-
hair.
Mm-hmm. And Knight's hair too. Who do we know that lives in Corkel?
I don't know.
Was that a question? Do you know? Do you know?
Who do we know that lives in Corkel? I'm so bad with notes.
Pirates are...
Pirates?
There's just a spider hanging up.
Come on, heroes.
I'm fine.
No.
It's fine. Pirates on Skull Island.
Pirates.
Ah, that's right.
Guys, know
At least
anyone with
someone had
yellow eyes? Gold eyes?
told them about us.
You did what?
Somebody has apparently told him about us. And they weren't impressed.
Were found wanting. Lacking.
Whoever did talk about us apparently talked us up. And they didn't find that we matched the description that they were given.
Well, you are under the weather a little bit.
But that's what happened while you all were off somewhere else. We met new people.
That
To be
was
fair,
good.
I poked them first or second. I don't know. I poked them. They started bleeding, so then I took a handful of light sand. So like maybe it's even.
They also did take my hair, and then we couldn't even say our names.
Yeah, no names allowed in that realm.
That was the second
Were
game.
Were they war forges? Or were they organic? Were they made of metal?
It
No.
looks like women.
That can
And-
split and become one thing and then split into two things.
And he
They
was just
wanted to
covered in a cape.
Definitely was getting sinister vibes though.
Still don't think that means evil. Bad. Just scary.
Does the name Lysander ring a bell?
Oh, you mean that dude? Wait, was that him?
What did he look like? Did you see?
Really tall.
He was wearing a cloak and he had golden eyes. The women thought I was not feminine enough.
Feminine enough for what?
That tells me they spend a lot of time around angels. I mean, look at Caravel.
Caravel looks down at you.
Beautiful.
Caravel just looks down at you. Mm-hmm.
I mean, not to lie. People would probably call you more beautiful than handsome.
People call me gorgeous and exquisite and a work of art.
I feel like those are all terms that are often used for women.
That shows how little you've been complimented, and that is not my issue. I'm sorry. I can call you beautiful and exquisite if it make you feel better.
Only if it's true.
That I cannot guarantee.
It wasn't meant to be an insult, everyone.
Kara will
Do you
come look
imagine
over at
your
Kiros.
masculinity is threatened by being called?
Not at all.
Feminine?
I'm just saying, they
Oh wait, you're upset.
they were saying I wasn't feminine enough, so I'm thinking they've been around angels a lot.
Most angels are actually
Hey.
quite androgynous looking, to be very honest.
My limited experience. These are what I think.
But angels would have no reason to take hair or any artifacts, and you would have been able to hear if it was celestial they were talking in.
No, I don't think they're angels. I think they've been around angels.
Not many races are usually around angels, except for other angels, unless we're talking about Zinfandels, but they are made of rock.
What did moon maidens look like?
Roll me a history.
A dirty 20.
Moon maidens have had a lot of different descriptions. They tend to kind of change fickly with the wind, but they're usually described as big, tall women who are adorned in lots of moon things and covered in blood. That's usually their whole thing. They're very violent beings.
Roughly matched with the people we saw.
They're
Drinking blood.
the ones that you saw had a lot, had wings and kind of more insecty-like vibes, but it definitely gives off the same kind of energy. Also, moon maidens tend to take men a lot. They'll usually brand them and then take them. So, very odd.
I don't know why they were paying attention to me.
My working theory is that those two women were moon maidens, but more bug-like than I thought they would be. They might be looking to collect you, Knight.
Usually moon maidens have a reason, but you're not sure why.
I don't know. Maybe it's a good thing you're not feminine enough. They won't collect you.
I don't know, the way they were talking about it seemed like they could use me for something. Didn't like it. It was like they were like picking me apart. I liked my horns, but my lashes weren't women enough.
You mean feminine?
Feminine enough. I was tall, but I wasn't broad enough, apparently. Apparently I'm not even muscular enough. I mean, what else am I supposed to do about that? I already work out every morning.
Eat more protein.
I eat plenty of protein.
Eat more. You're not eating enough protein for the gains.
At this point, if I eat more protein, we're not going to have anything left for the camp.
Can be scrawny.
Okay, so why are we talking about protein again?
We need to find powder. Becoming a gym bro.
I already was. It's
Give me my
over.
supplements.
As we all kind of confused think about what we can do about the moon maidens, what's going on with the Naim Lysander floating over Corkel, we are going to go ahead and end today's session there. Thank you so much.
I have
That was
heard
crazy.
Lysander's name.
It's time!
Maybe.
Man,
Let's
that's
see what
been
happens.
a while.
Maybe. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Our journey to the pirates begins soon.
Pirate arc?
This is the
Am I missing the pirate arc?
No, don't worry. You have to go deal with Irden. That'll take forever.
Okay.
Well, what are you gonna do?
Thank you, everybody, for playing. I hope we had fun.
Yes, thank you for running.
Mhm.
Thank you.
It's a good time.
It was great.
Oh no, I
It's
just
been-
spilled. No, no,
No.
fuck.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for playing. If we have any doubts or concerns, please let me know. And Scout, I'm gonna miss you.
Yeah, good luck on your surgery. Keep us posted.
Keep everyone posted, please.